Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is your boy Mr. Box Office from Mr. Box Office TV, back with another video for you today. And yes, don't mind the haircut, it's not for everyone. Tottenham are winning 1-0 to Brentford at half time. It's one of those games that has been very, very tight. It's either or. Some good play from Tottenham. Some good defending, a little bit from Tottenham, the makeshift defence with Davis and Archie Gray. But then you've got Mbermo and Whistler causing a lot of problems, Densgaard causing a lot of problems in the attack for Tottenham, for Brentford, who are really causing us a few problems, especially Kingsley. Kingsley was very, very lucky that he didn't let in a goal when he gave the ball away, trying to play out from the back, and Brentford didn't score. Tottenham had their chances as well, I have to be honest. Kulusevski has been very impressive a little bit. Also, that very good link-up play with Mikey Moore. It was very good in that sense as well, because they had a few chances down the right-hand side. Tottenham have also, Richarlison's been all over the pitch as well. He's blocked off shots, but he's missed chances as well, and he's not been in the right position when Kulusevski or Son have put the ball in for him. But it was Tottenham made the first move in scoring the goal with an own goal from Janelt from Brentford. It was one of the corners from Son, who, let's be honest here, I don't think has been very, very impressive today, to be honest with you. Again, showing again, I think, his limitations right now as a player. He's really, really gone downhill for this season. But it was a good cross from the left, and his ball went into the box, and then it was a kind of a melee in the box, in the 6-yard box, and Janelt just heads it in the back of his own net as well. The goalkeeper has been questioned a little bit because the sun was in his eyes, and that's something that we might struggle with the second half, because the sun was in his eyes, and everyone was asking him whether he was going to put a hat on to help him a little bit. Voldemarson, the goalkeeper, and he was and ahhing about doing it, and he saw the hat and he just taken it off because he said it just doesn't feel comfortable at all. But that just seemed to be a problem in that first half for Brentford. But like I said, it's a very tight game. Not really any teams really standing out. But if Tottenham can get this result, it's a good result in that sense that Tottenham are now, they'll get something out of this game and then stop the rot. And that's the main thing at the moment, really, just getting the result. Even though when I listened to Ange Postecoglou again today, and I didn't get the sense that he still doesn't think we're in trouble, which is even more concerning for me as well, I have to be honest. But there have been some good plays from Tottenham. It's been a little bit of composure, a little bit. Yes, some of the defending hasn't been great in that sense, in terms of we're losing the ball a couple of times. Kulusevski's lost a couple of balls a few times. Like I said, Son hasn't been that impressive to me, other than what he did for the goal. And then Richarlison, for me, this is why I don't like him as a striker. I think he's been going missing in the main areas where we need to score a goal. There was an opportunity for him when Kulusevski came right in the 6-yard box. He puts the ball in the box and he's sitting there saying, "Where are you, Richarlison?" He was nowhere to be seen. It was like a club that had no one there. It's like you go in there and there's no one there. That's Richarlison, nowhere to be seen. But he's doing all the stuff. We could have had a few opportunities in terms of penalties, because there was one opportunity where it was Mikey Moore going through and he was just pushed off the ball, and there was no effort from the defender from Brentford to try and get the ball, try and tackle him. There was no effort at all. But really, overall, first half, it was okay. We got through the game. Not a note anything about at all, but we got the goal. We're in the lead. Now, let's see what we do in the second half. And try and get this win. And that's what we need to, and that's what we hope as Tottenham fans, to stop this rot. And the game is finished, Tottenham 2, Brentford 0. And finally, Tottenham Hotspur has stopped the losing run by winning. Not drawing, but winning at GTEC Stadium at Brentford. Really resolute performance, I would say. Nothing to write home about the performance, I have to be honest, because it wasn't something of a spectacle, we have to be honest. Brentford didn't get their breaks. In my opinion, we got our breaks and we rode our luck a lot of the time as well. We looked good defensively this time round. Whether that is on Ange or whether it was forced upon him, that's the question we always ask us, and we'll see what happens next game. Because we saw this against Liverpool, and we saw this a little bit against Man City as well, the resolute of our defence before. One thing we'll say is that we didn't have that much possession. We'd taken our breaks really well when we went forward. We should have scored with Kulusevski when he went forward on the break, but really, Whistler should have scored when the cross came into the box and he missed it completely. And then he also made a save out of Kulusevski as well. So we were riding our luck a lot of the time as well. You have to give it to Spence, who ended up being player of the match. He looked very good in terms of defensively. I did think that he was trying to do that inverted role earlier in the first half, and I saw it. But then we had to be more resolute in that second half. And you saw that Berval came on in the second half to try and tighten it up, shorten it up a little bit for Mikey Moore. But Tottenham were very resolute still, even though they still had chances, Brentford. We had our chances as well. Berval had a chance. It was some good interchange, good combination play between him and Kulusevski, who tied throughout the game. And then he shot, I think it was wide of the post of Volans and the goalkeeper, Brentford's goalkeeper. So then Tottenham made some substitutions. They brought off Basuma, who was okay, even though he lost a few duels, a few things. He had a very interesting interchange with one of the defenders. I think it was Ginault during the corner, and Sarr came on, and he was the one that influenced even more of the game. Where he towards the end of the game, it was Son who had an up and down game, in my opinion. Did a good 1-2 with him, and then he put it right through to Sarr, who went in straight into the box and made it 2-0. And that was game, set and match. Tottenham, you can say, scrapped that win. And it's another thing where you've got to look at it like this. We talk about our injuries and talk about the bad luck of injuries we've had. But we can't have any excuses about that now, about our injuries, if we can perform like that with the players that we've got right now. So when we're saying that we've got injuries when we're losing, we've got to recognise when we come back to this game and the Man City game, the Southampton game, other performances as well where we played well and we hadn't had our players, we can't be using excuses about the injuries. This performance should have been for a long time. This is why I can't get excited. Because, like I said, I think people don't understand the definition of flip-flop. I'm not flip-flopping. I don't like this manager. I think this manager needs to go. Now, he's not going. They're going to back him like they've done throughout his reign. And yeah, people can say whatever you want about what backing looks like. For me, backing is the fact that he's not been sacked yet. He's been given a chance to show himself, to show the opportunities he's got. So, but today, you saw the resolute defending from Porro and Spence, especially who was the player of the match. You saw the blocking from Davis and Archie Gray. You saw the resolute midfield, even though I think the midfield was still not all that. You saw that the attackers were running out of steam a little bit, and I think that's why I wasn't really so impressed, especially with the likes of Richarlison. For me, could have done better in that first half, especially in the second half, and he was winding up throughout the match. Son, for me, was showing me again why I think we've been question marking him a lot. For me, didn't really impress me, even though he had an influence on the 2 goals, which is interesting. Kulusevski faded throughout the match for me. I mean, Scarlett came on, he made his effort, he gave it a go. And for me, I'd rather have him up front than Buddy Richarlison. Again, describe him as the below average Emil Heskey, which really is really, I don't want to say that, because Emil Heskey was actually not a bad player, to be honest with you. And I'm sorry to Emil Heskey, because he shouldn't be classed like, he should be nowhere near that. But he's the below average Emil Heskey and Richarlison. We'll definitely need some reinforcements, like I said, and we've got someone coming in soon, coming in now, that Romano's put the ear ago to, Donza, who's coming in, Kevin Donza, who's coming in, spoiler alert, coming in as a defender for us, and that would be interesting. Van der Ven, who was not in the team today, not in the squad, hopefully will be fit for the Liverpool game on Thursday in the Carabao Cup semi-final, second leg. But yeah, overall, you have to give credit to the team for standing up and fighting. And that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted, because this is what needs to be in this situation, because it was really bad in squeaky bum time. So we have to give a lot of credit to the team. I'm still waiting, because there needs to be a lot more to prove to me that this is changing, a lot more. And it just can't be on just one game. And I'm not counting the game that we played against Elfsborg, because we all knew we were going to win that game. It does throw in the face of people like Jamie Carragher, who said we have no chance. And I'll never say no chance to Tottenham Hotspur, because at the end of the day, we haven't got a bad team. It's just the way that we play, the tactics of Ange Postecoglou. So really, it's kind of a throw in the face to Carragher, who completely dismissed us, which I don't think you can ever dismiss a Premier League team, even Tottenham Hotspur, because they can get a result somehow. So overall, good result. We move on to the Carabao Cup semi-final. Big week in Tottenham's season, we have to say, especially against Aston Villa next in the FA Cup. It could end up being a turning point. Whether it's a turning point in Ange Postecoglou's reign, we have to wait and see. Very, very, very much have to wait and see. But it shows you something with players like Jed Spence. He might not start well, but look what's happened. Remember Gareth Bell? He didn't start well. Look what happened to him. Maybe we don't judge people very quickly as a signing, whether they do well or do badly. It's always about the long term. And this is why I kept on saying, I'm always about the long term. I need to see more. That's what I'm all about, the long term. I've seen this before as a Tottenham fan. I've seen this before so many times. It's like the story keeps on rolling. I see a lot of YouTubers saying the same things that they've been saying about Conte, the story about Conte. You know, why Conte wasn't right for our club. We're saying the same things. Mourinho, why we love Poch. Now people are saying Poch is a manager, which, let's be honest here, I think people can say whatever they want. He got the best out of the players that we had. It's interesting the whole narrative that is coming out right now. The whole thing with Levy out, change for Spurs. Now we need to stay unity, because now we see the problems that are really highlighted. Well, there's a lot to do right now to change the narrative at Tottenham. And yeah, today it was a good day. but it's got to be more. It's got to be consistent. And the only way we see consistency is the coach or manager coaching the players or using tactics that are actually going to get the best out of the players that we've got. Now, today it worked. We got lucky in certain times. I've got to be honest. We got the breaks. Brentford didn't. The own goal, good corner from Son, put in the box. Then Jan Holt heads it back of the net, his own net. Then we got the break with Son, putting the ball into Sarr, who was running onto it. He's very good at doing that right now. He's been doing that a lot, box to box, and he did it again with all the energy he's got, and gets into the box and scored and done really well. Great finish with his side foot, really good. But this needs to continue. It's got to be consistent. And we should not be in this position. And that's why I can't get excited. Because if you actually think about it like an adult, why am I saying these things? Why am I not getting excited? It's not because I'm negative, because that's the popular word now for people that like me, Mr. Box Office. No. Maybe because I've seen this before. Maybe I don't need to be shameless to prove anything to me. I don't need this team to make me feel better about myself. I need to see something different. And at the moment, we're staving off relegation because some of the teams like Leicester City, Wolves, Southampton, Ipswich are not winning their games and haven't put the pressure on us when we should have been, and that's it. Add to it as well, Man United lost as well. So now we're like, I think 1 point below them as well. So that's another positive as well that we have to say. But this needs to continue. And this manager, for me, has got a lot to prove still. And that's it. Big up to the Spurs, big up to everyone who's watching. Please like and subscribe. Big up to Spurs for standing up and making themselves count. We move on. And as I wrap up this video, like always, every single time, if you didn't know, get to know, support your boy, Mr. Box Office, subscribe and like, and come on you Spurs. And I'm out.